What is this?
It's also one of those I had in my bag for a long time, going out playing, because it has a little bit of weirdness together with a lot of likeness into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a French album, and they're called the group NSI.
NSI, okay. No, you don't have to cover. No. It's okay. Hey, French.
They made 2 albums. They're both quite fun to listen to, and but this one is it's an amazing one. Often to start with a DJ set, I could use this one. You get into a bit of mood, and you can play everything else.
Santi, what's your take on NSI, if you have one?
Great funky boogie disco. I love this.
You play those in your set sometimes too, or no?
Yeah. But is that like from France, or is that from the colonies, Thomas? I think it's
but it's a French release.
Yeah, but I think this is. I mean, it's funny because this is kind of. If you didn't know, if you don't, it's Pointe-à-Pitre. Yeah, so Pointe-à-Pitre is not in France; it's in the colonies.
It's in the colonies. So you want to say hello to the colonies, Santi?
Yeah, when I say the colonies, it's a bit ironic in a way, of course. But like in France, we call it les dom-tom, départements et territoires d'outre-mer, outer sea territories. Basically, territories that are France, but that are not in continental Europe.
Give us some examples of countries and regions that are still colonies of France.
Martinique, Réunion, Pointe-à-Pitre, Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon, French Guyane.
Guadeloupe. Yeah. So still quite some, right?
There's about 6 main Nouvelle-Calédonie, which is a bit... There's a lot of conflict there right now. There's 6 main ones and a bunch of smaller ones.
So you still are a Commonwealth nation in a way, then, right?
It's not the same because these nations are not independent in any ways. They are like a region of France that is just not in continental France.
Okay, cool.
Administratively. Culturally, that's something for debate. But Justin Peters here saying Guadeloupe. There's a lot of music from Guadeloupe. That was, I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of zouk. Zouk is a music that is super popular in France, but that is not coming from France. But that kind of became very popular because of the diaspora in France, so that there could be enough people. And even like
Can you give us, when we give you some time, can you give us an example of this zouk music? You have something?
Not here. I would have to. Next time. Maybe I'll check. I'll see. Yeah.
Thomas, do you know this zouk music Stanti was talking about?
Yeah, I know about it, but I'm not sure what title I should bring out. So.
Well, the record you just played, Thomas, has some tracks that are zouk. Not the one you played, but the first album is more like that. And by the way, I just checked, and NSI means New Sound from the Islands. So there you go. But it's the way you know that that you could clue you that they are from the colonies, as I say, is it's 2 brothers. Their last name is Decimus, and one is called Pierre-Edouard. Pierre-Edouard and George. Pierre-Edouard is very, very common, super French name, but so French that it's even more common in these territories than in continental France, actually.
Thomas, can you give us another example of this music from NSI? I really liked it. Maybe for those who came a little later, we have another track, or did you already prepare something else?
Yeah, I already took it off because the song was ended. But because we talked of Stanley said Guinea.
Yeah.
I remember I found this one, which is a lovely record.
A little later, a superstar, right? Eddie Grant.
Yeah, he had a huge hit in the 80s, Give Me Hope, Joanna. But before that, he made...
he had such a rock voice for a reggae singer, I think. He was really great voice.
For me, some of the tracks, it sounds like it could be Lenny Kravitz has his inspiration. But I think we should listen to a little bit of this instead of taking more from the other one.
Mm-hmm. At this point, he already had this amazing voice, in my opinion. Good stuff. And this record is probably his rarest record, I can imagine. When this is before the time before it became quite popular, right?
Yeah, he did two albums but really early, and this is one of them. Yeah, they're quite rare, and I think this one is a collectible one on the 7-inch.
Okay.
So it's one that the DJs play. This song is one of the songs that is played a lot in Denmark from DJs. This one I bought. Eddie Grant, yeah.
What's your connection with Eddie Grant, if there is any?
Well, me, I just like the music, and this record is pretty cool. The production. Do synthesizers in the beginning of the track that now are kind of in the background. They're really, that's not a normal production. Like, and you hear all that, like, there's a lot of reverb as well behind that is quite high pitched on the high pitched instruments. That's a very interesting mix. The whole sound of it makes it instantly stand out aesthetically, in my opinion.
Thanks. Give us a little more.
think he's from Trinidad and Tobago, and it's Unearthing, and it said that the record is made in Barbados.
Wow.
It was made in Barbados, nice.
Yeah, and
what year are we talking here, Thomas, by the way?
it doesn't say, so as I remember, it will be like 76, 70. Okay. Oh, it says here 75.
75. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
It sounds extremely modern, even for 75.
Yeah.
And it has like the horns. It's not a natural thing to use those instruments and this kind of music. So I only know it from this record.
Mm-hmm.
It's I can try it from something else. Like it's.
I mean the use of reverb and delay on specific sounds in it. It's not just the whole mix, obviously, but that's obviously coming from reggae. But this has nothing to do with reggae or dub. This record, of course, there is a dub aspect to it if you understand dub as a culture rather than just a specific narrow style. And the fact that this was done in Barbados, which is like right across the water. But this is disco. This is funky disco, but disco, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're talking 75 here. Makes sense, right? But still with some reggae elements. Yeah.
Yeah, and for disco, it's really, really early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially disco that has all these like electronic production elements.
Yeah. So the disco was big from 77, and then it became big. So starting to do that in 75 is really early for those.
So maybe I play you a disco record from 77 then.
Why not?
That'd be nice.
Let's see. Super cheap record.
Wallo. I guess it's 12 inch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Educate us on that record, Stanley. What makes it worth your shelf place?
Well, firstly, it's cool music. How's the sound?
It was okay. It was fine.
Yeah. It's sort of like boogie track, early because this came out in 77. What's pretty cool about it is, apart from the fact that like you can find this for like $1, this is not a real proper band. This is like a comedy band. You know, like in the 70s, 80s, you had these bands that were kind of doing parodies of what was popular. And maybe they were part of a TV show or something. And these are Italian guys who've been around since the 60s and up to the mid-90s. But this track, even if it's a parody in a way,
It sounds serious.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like a parody at all.
The production is full of cool small ideas hidden in the background, but that you can hear it when you're dancing.
Yeah.
And
so this is a record that this is a typical stunty record that you know of and now shed some light on it, or is this a record that some DJs are aware of and play it every now and then? What
I don't think it's yet a real like underground classic. Maybe it is now, but I don't know. When I started to play that, it was out of stubbornness. I really liked that track, and I thought this will work well, and it did. But I've never seen anyone else play that. But I think there must be, because it's such like in Italy they had, there were bands that were popular on TV.
Yeah.
So they did a lot of pressings.
Somebody should remember, right?
Yeah. People, maybe not that track. That's the last track of the first side. The rest of the LP is not that interesting.
La Bionda, one for you and one for me. Was that Italian too, by the way? Was it La Bionda Italian or not?
Oh yeah, Club Bionda. Yeah, absolutely. German Italian.
Yeah. Das came.
What do you think, Thomas? Did you know about it?
I know about it. Yeah, I love this record. It's,
see, Thomas knew it. Okay, so then it's.
So you agree it's a sort of like under the radar secret weapon. Like it's not like the best record ever, but that track is. It works well with a lot of like cool, like Harry Thurman stuff like that.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. It has a coolness to it, even though it's where normally those records are really expensive.
Yeah, but exactly. That's a record that should be extremely expensive because of its nature. But they did so many of it. You never see it elsewhere. I checked. I think there is like 17 pressings of it, but almost every single one is Italian. So
17 pressings. Wow.
Yeah, well, cassette. Okay.
Okay.
So. Okay. Yeah. So it was. Yeah. No. Yeah. Actually, there was some CDs, but most of them, there are several pressings of it on vinyl for the same year, 1977. So it must have been like on TV or something and popular, but no vinyl pressing of it outside of Italy. No all the pressing, even cassettes and CDs, all in Italy. So that's quite unusual.
The Italians keep this song for themselves. Oh yeah, that's how they are. Thomas, have you prepared another?
Yeah, it was just that Stunty said somebody make a cheap copy next year of it. I think in this case it's opposite. It's originally made in 71, and this version came in 72.
In Germany, we know the Ricky Shane version.
Yeah,
it was you.
I was trying to find out what was the original, and I found this one.
Dio.
But it also said like version originale di blue pop tops. So a lot of people make that, but I think this one was the first one coming out. But what we heard here was in Cuba.
Yeah. That's when Thomas, Santi, and me were prepared for the stream, we listened to the 7 inches, and this Cuban version is so much better than the German Ricky Shane, or this. It's so much better, trust me.
But as you can see, it's probably like a commercial record, like a marketing record, right?
Yeah, I think it's a marketing record for the plane company.
Yeah.
So they did also popcorn. They did taka taka.
How does popcorn sound in Cuban?
Which one?
How does popcorn sound in the Cuban style?
It has a bit the same feeling. I can jump to it here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was help. Get it here.
Help. Careful with people.
Of popcorn.
Yeah, but the background is amazing. I don't know what they do.
If you like the fun version of songs, this is a really, really fun album to dig into. What makes it great is like it's so well played.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel like it's real instrument, it's real people. You feel you get a feeling with all the songs.
Especially with the many blue, I think, as we compared them, you are quite fast. You're aware of how important this musicianship is, and that it makes such a huge difference to the other version. That was so yeah. I see that Stunty has prepared something for us too.
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I show the record. Sorry, of course. Sorry.
It's on the, I would nearly say, their own big label in Cuba, Arieto, but it's together with this movie play, which I don't know about.
Okay. So there are two, or do they belong together somehow?
You can see it's just like
yeah. No.
Oops. There it is.
There it is.
Arieto.
Yeah, okay. Movie play. Yeah.
But a lot of fun to listen to the album.
We have had a lot of fun listening to it. That's totally true. Thank you. Thank you so much. Stunty, what did you prepare for?
Oh, just a silly record. As we're jumping around, Africa and the West Indies and all that. Just a silly record that I've never heard anyone really hype it. It's also a dollar bin record, but it's kind of a sort of Kraftwerk from Cameroon.
Okay.
Now you as good.
Now you're at the level. Okay.
But imagine Kraftwerk from Cameroon, but like kind of.
Kind of. Okay. Early Kraftwerk or later Kraftwerk?
Late. Hello, Jonas. I love this. So I love how these records existed back then. Like, so the song is about two cities in Cameroon who are joined, and they're connected by a train which is always overcrowded. And because it's overcrowded, everyone complains, and they say, "Oh, because it's overcrowded, I'm not paying for my ticket." And and the whole song is about that. And so it says that Anisette, daughter of a priest in Douala, tells us this story hoping that everything will be all right in the end. What is this?
Nice. Yeah, it's a mixture of Kraftwerk, Neue Deutsche Welle, and Chaka Khan. I agree.
Yeah, kind of.
But there's also strong Chaka Khan elements in it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, but it is Cameroon music as well. Like when you got the chorus, it's just that like when you get
the chorus, yes.
Yeah, but when you get the instrumental perk breaks, it sounds like, wow, this is kind of modern, really. Like they're going for it.
At times, Dante, there was a lot of this. Yeah, a lot. But remember Rebop Kwakuba when he did his stuff with Tote Hosen, and there was a lot of this strange melange, kind of African European disco and whatever mix, right? Hey, Mario, nice to see you.
But it's just one of these records. There are so many in the 80s, and I think like just the fact that when I see that there's only one pressing of it on 12-inch and a bunch of 7-inches, and there's like 40, 50 copies of it for nothing, which means that if there is some glory in that track, then very few people have noticed so far.
Hey, Tom. You liked it, Thomas? Probably you did, right?
Yeah. It has this element that you can't figure out. It has its own life. I like the feeling of it.
What have you prepared? I see a record on the OBC record player, so that means you have prepared something for us.
It's Boom Records. It's the label on this one. Very in the disco that goes to Nigeria.
Where's my white stew?
It's the disco scene in Nigeria is huge, and there's so many good records. And his name is Kiki Cuban, and he did 3 amazing records. 3 first albums he did are all amazing.
Is this ringware or is it cover art?
This is ringware.
So, because sometimes I got questions, what do you mean when you say ringware? And here you have a perfect example of ringware.
This is a really nice copy of this album.
I can imagine, yeah. Otherwise I wouldn't have said anything. I think it's one of the best existing copies in the world, probably.
It has a little bit of edge there.
A little bit. Yeah, or the ringware becomes the cover art on African records. Yeah.
If you see one that looks new, you don't believe that it's original.
It's a bootleg.
It's changed so much.
Yeah. So is this just for my own education? As this really was an amazing record, and I say, okay, I take one. or two. How much would that be roughly? Just to get an idea, because I've learned that those African records are, well,
it depends on the record then.
Yeah, this one. I'm talking about this one, not of every record. Especially
I haven't
this.
looked up for long, but I would guess 200 to 400.
Okay,
Yeah, I would guess 250, 300.
Yeah.
It's not like a really rare one, but
Okay. So, Manfred told us that there's also a reissue from 2008.
yeah, there's also a compilation with all his greatest hits, which is amazing as well.
I can imagine, Santi, you like this guy too.
I love it.
Okay.
I think it's the right balance of, because obviously disco is music from arrangers rather than composers. It's all about the arrangement. It's not all about that, but it often is. And I remember when I was younger, when you had all these strings, I thought like, oh, why do you put the strings? You don't need the strings and all that. Now I kind of like them. I grew up into liking them. But when they don't overdo it, then it's just perfect. And that track is. Next, I'm going to play a track that kind of overdoes the strings a little bit. At least when I first heard it, I was like, oh, it would have been so cool if they toned down the strings. Now I kind of just take it in and think it's part of the charm of it. But it's...
Is that your reaction to the record Thomas just played?
No, in this one, I'm just like, it's exactly the kind of record that could easily be ruined by overproduction, over-arrangement, and it just manages to keep being sparse, so that it never goes into megalomania. Oh, I'm a musician. When you're not a musician, you're just an arranger. That's often, when you get all these strings things in disco tracks, is because the guy is an arranger and he wants to believe that he's a musician.
But you're not talking about your Moroder here, right?
No. Moroder is doesn't like overproduce stuff.
I agree. Okay, then I'm relieved. Nice. Feeling so good now. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's see what Stanti has prepared as an answer to this.
So the next one, if by any horrible misfortune Thomas doesn't already know it, Thomas, you're gonna go and jump and get it instantly. But this one is for Jose, who I saw was in the chat.
I hope I don't have it.
Dance, baby, dance. Get it on the floor. Gotta have some more, baby, dance. Dance, baby, dance. Let me show you how. I wanna do it now, baby, dance. Up and away. Give me just a night and a day. 'Cause I say, wanna stay. Come on away. I'm alright about another night and a day. So I say, wanna stay. Let me show you, baby, how to.
Lager. 10 a.m. in the 10 in the morning.
So Thomas, do you know that record?
I know the record. It's Dance, Baby Dance.
Baby Dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's pretty cool about that record, besides the music that is just like, it sounds like Justice would have loved to sound, yeah, in my opinion. Like, so there's only one pressing of this on the French label Pate Marconi, 1979, recorded in 1978. But the musicians behind it is what makes it really surprising, because it's basically Soft Machine.
Okay.
It's Michael Ratledge and Carl Jenkins and Mike Thorne from Soft Machine who decided, let's do a disco record, kind of like under the radar, not put our names on it, have it like a shitty cover, and release it on like a French label so no one really notices. And yeah, there's like 3 or 4 tracks on that are just like, for me.
So it was a 12-inch. This is an album.
This is an album, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it has 6 tracks, but so it's kind of, but it was sold as an album, and it is not super rare, but at one point it will become, I think.
Of course, because especially with the background story, yeah. The
background and the sound on it, basically almost everything in Detroit techno and Chicago house is in this in some way or another.
New Sounds and Old. Stunty is a big disco fan, and he also loves the political background of it. He's very deep into it.
Yeah. So
Stunty just do good music. The ones that nobody else.
Exactly.
How did you discover that record, Thomas?
I think there's a small shop in Copenhagen called Can, and they find those records all the time. So every time I have a closing time, I go there and.
Thomas, do you have a copy for the OBC? You have a copy of this record from Stunty for the OBC, because there's no copy on Discogs?
No, I only have one copy of it.
Okay. So let's be very cruel and play a portion of another track from it, so that you to see how people like really what they're missing. Because
Stunty likes to be cruel. He's not a nice person, by the way, but I think you all know.
Today, I have this.
But people know that by now.
Got my dancing shoes on. Got my dancing shoes on.
I don't know.
Got my dancing shoes on. Got my dancing shoes on.
Probably not. Probably free. And then by sunset.
Wait for the bass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just having fun in the studio. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of these records that is always like people don't know about it, and it's insane that this was like the quality of the music. I guess maybe back then it was a little bit weird, but now with all these like things from the 2000s, that the new disco justice and all these things, this sounds like the dream of it in a way.
I loved it. It's such a good record to play as well, because not many know it, and it has a feeling that makes you go crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of those people come up, what is this? What is this? What is this?
Yeah, exactly. And it's more rare than expensive from my experience, but I haven't checked it in years though.
Which is a good combination, better than vice versa.
Yeah. Especially if you have it already.
Yeah, especially then, yeah. So no copies on Discogs.
Yeah.
Shall I show it? Wait a second. Yeah, thank you. So that was quite interesting. Thank you for sharing this, Stunty. Thomas, what was it about the dragonfly? Christoph.
I just remember that Christopher asked for it.
Okay.
The first streams we had, he asked, do you have this one? But I don't know, maybe it's in my list of records that I have. I don't know why he asked me for that. But today, I was looking to find some music, and
there it was.
it appears here. And I'll play a little bit from it.
Yeah, please, because it's in great rock, psych rock, right?
Yeah, I'll play a little bit later, but I need to find the track. Yep. It takes a few minutes before. But I just had a small thing that you should hear from Nigeria as well. Just one of those that not many people know about, and one of the tracks I love as well. Then we'll go on to the next thing. I'll just play a little bit from this.
Always say it's with nothing. Say it to this girl. Stop, say it's with nothing. Now you girl, you got me alright. I wonder what you mean by telling me all that. Oh yeah, sweet, sweet, yesterday. Sweet, sweet, yesterday. Sweet nothing. Sweet nothing, sweet nothing, sweet nothing, sweet nothing, sweet nothing, sweet nothing.
I think it is with the music from Nigeria that it is nothing sounds like anything you heard before.
Yeah, that was difficult to put into a genre for me. Crazy.
But it might not be a great voice, but together with the weird sound and I love it.
And also the voice is the singing so up front. So it was the singing was here. It was crazy.
Sachi.
Nice. You know this record, Stunty, or was that new for you?
No, I don't think I know it.
The singing was amazing, right? Crazy.
It is crazy. I like the beat in the beginning, like.
Yeah.
That's up. But I just wanted you to hear, like, go into find stuff from Nigeria. There's thousands of records that you can jump into, and there's a lot that it's not on Discogs yet. So there's still a world to find stuff that nobody knows of. And once it get known, like this one, it get quite expensive.
Yeah. That's so true. As soon as it goes in public, it gets crazy sometimes. Stunty, you have prepared something, or are you? You need
Not yet.
Okay.
I have something for the American people, like a track that I listened to, the one I listened to mostly this week. And for once, it's a really, really cheap record, but I love this track.
Yeah, you told me about it. The €1 record.
trouble you're in. You wear a thin mask, and it smiles and it grins. Can't get no credit, can't get a loan. It's heard at the parties, yes, and over the phones, because it's cellophane city, and everyone knows there's no secret, nothing, and that's how it goes. Cellophane city.
I saw a DJ set from New York this week. That came out with a young guy who was playing rock music for 2 hours. And he started with this song, and all the young people were like crazy on the roof.
He stood in the kitchen. She told him a lie.
And I was like, I need to buy this record. So I went to this country. I need to buy that. I have 7 myself.
I already had 7.
The most expensive was €1.
So just show it. People are waiting to see what it is.
Yes, and he knows where they are, because it's Cellophane City, and everyone knows there's no secret, nothing, and that's how it goes.
But I'm sorry,
Cellophane City.
You won't see this record at the OBC, because selling a €1 record with free shipping worldwide is not possible.
It's all on display.
I don't know why. This is just one of those tracks that hit me. I didn't.
Maybe a guilty pleasure, but I love that we know now what you do all week. Listen to this track.
Listen to this. And when we stream, I found some weird records that you.
No, but it has this kind of like soft rock, almost Balearic feeling. That I think I understand why you like it. It's not like anything super special, but it's nice. It's well produced.
He has a good voice, and the way he presents it is quite special in my opinion.
I didn't know about it at all, and I just looked it up, and he released a new LP vinyl last year.
Okay.
He has like tons of albums of CDs during the 80s.
So he's still in business.
He's still in business.
No. So maybe you go through his catalog, Thomas, and find
Yeah.
more stuff you like.
I think the chance for me to find another track would not be that good. I think it's just this one that I like.
But hey, at least one.
And it's also the feeling that I saw the DJ said he was playing on the rooftop in New York. So you had the evening feeling. You have this song playing. You see everything. You see a lot of young people feeling good to this song. And when the drums came, they were like, "Wow!" Like how to. That's what you want as a DJ, to get that good feeling with the first song you play at the beginning.
Yeah, and there's the whole horn section on it that kind of really brings it home, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it was not something where you would say, "Oh my God, turn it off, please, my ears are bleeding." No, that's good.
No.
Santi, in your older years, you get stuff. I tell you.
I mean, it's just one of these little tracks. Like, would I pay $5 for it? Sure. Would I pay 20? Sure not. Absolutely no.
But there are very few records where you would pay $20. I'm teasing you.
yeah, I know.
Okay, I think Stanti has prepared something for us. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because Rudiger was teasing me with a French artist, and people were talking about French disco boogie and all that. And I think it was about 20 years ago. I toured in Northern Europe with one of the biggest legends of French disco, like underground disco, who started to do music again 28 years after his last release under his name. And I got that record, but I'm not going to play it. I'm going to play the dub version of that because it's a little more interesting.
But Santi, before you start, I have one question for Rüdiger because it's important. Rüdiger, does Nagelsmann know that you are here? I don't want to get into trouble with Nagelsmann.
So Bernard Fevre, who is Black Devil Disco, he did a bunch of library soundtracks in the 70s, really cool stuff, cosmic disco, but also strange stuff. He also did a bunch of records for celebrities. You know, he would do the music, like ghost writing the music for example, he did some stuff for Alice Sapritch, a French actress who was very famous for being one of the ugliest women in the world. She said it herself. And he got rediscovered by Aphex Twin in the late 90s, who reissued the Black Devil Disco 12 inch from 78, I believe, or something like that, and 79, yeah. And then Bernard, he started to do music again, pushed by a label in the UK called Low Recordings, and he did some great stuff, and to the point that at one point he was doing records he had Nancy Sinatra like guest singing on one of his songs, and he became cool. like a really cult figure in his latter days when he was over 70 and like completely unexpected. So that's one of these cool stories. Yeah.
So the song you just played was from an elderly man?
Yeah.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, he was. Let me see. Let me tell you how old he was when he was doing that.
So there's still hope for us, Thomas.
Yeah. Okay, no, it doesn't say here, but like, I mean, when I toured with him in like 2005 or 6, 2005, I think, like he was already like close to 70.
Wow.
I think, yeah, because he was not super young when he was releasing records in like 74, 75, 76 and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, the first record of his, I have it, Suspense on Musax. It's a library, electronics, and these are really cool records. But yeah, so like this
library records usually are. I think we should put in the one or the other library record in our streams. We had this amazing stream where we did a whole stream about library music. Was one of my favorite streams. But now that we have more open topics, I think we should put back the one or the other library record. They are so amazing sometimes. Hello, Abdullah from Indonesia. Nice to see you. Cool that you are here. Thomas. Okay, Dragonfly. Here we go now with the Dragonfly. That Christoph.
I don't know why he asked me for this record. I can't remember if I showed at one point or whatever it is.
I think it was Hey Joe, right? Or was it Christopher? Or maybe both?
It was Christopher.
Christopher.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the library was unbelievable. The music was... Okay, then let's hear something. I'm really eager to hear something of it.
You need not to fade away. Be shipwrecked upon a day. I'm giving you my head I sit and watch the sun burn helplessly.
Of course it is.
For me to burn would be separate.
Hey Joe, maybe tonight or tomorrow is your chance at the OBC shop for this record. You never know. You never know.
I will put it up tonight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when I come home, I'll put it up.
Chris is in luck. Vinyl Piper. I'm pretty sure Vinyl Piper will be spending the rest of his day in front of the computer.
Yeah, but it's Vinyl Piper, it's Joe, and it might be Chris. So we have a race.
No, Vinyl Piper is Chris.
Vinyl Piper is Chris? Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for putting some light in.
Crazy woman, you've been calling me hurt. Running round like a fox in the dirt. Yeah, you're the cotton
You will find the grading and photos and stuff like this.
Yeah, it is, because it might be easier for me to tell it here.
Okay.
It has, before the song starts on the side, both sides, it has a little bit like a noise, but it disappears when it starts, and then the album is excellent from start to finish.
Nice. Yeah, the cover, the jacket looked great too.
Yeah, it's if you look at it like this, it's a VT Plus. But if you look, it has a little bit marks from something.
Any chance of a psych scream, late 60s and early 70s? There are very good chances, and I think we don't do this. We don't do this complete streams where we have one single topic, but we will probably put those kind of records in every now and.
You just have to.
This has a lot. I think I don't know, how is it stunty psych. Then 60s, 70s psych. You have those, or is that not your cup of tea at all?
I have some, mostly 7 inches actually,
Okay.
which is not what most psych collectors are after. But and psych, we've discussed that, how like sometimes the definition is very narrow, sometimes it's more loose, and all music I listen to is psychedelic in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like it's always krautrock, right?
Yeah. And actually, the next one is pretty psychedelic and it's for you, Michael. It's a German record.
Okay.
That you might not know, but I don't know how you'll react to that. I don't know if Thomas knows that. It's pretty special.
All German records are special.
See? It's easy to please Michael.
Nice guys. How? Oh my god! This guy looks like John Travolta after his first surgery. Düsseldorf. It was great. Pull it up a little bit, Santi, please. Thank you. More volume if possible. Up. Your damn microphone, it turns it down all. It's this microphone. But this is so typical for Düsseldorf, this kind of music study. Starting on Hof, die Mauer, they would have probably played it all night and all day long. So Düsseldorf in the early 80s.
Yeah, you feel it's really Düsseldorf music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know it?
In some clubs, they played this kind of music whole night.
Yeah. I played that one time in Berghain, and people went nuts.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
But did you know it?
No. To be honest, no. As I said, he looks like John Travolta after the first surgery, but no, I don't know. But somehow it's strongly connected to later deutsch-amerikanische Freundschaft, der Mussolini and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but it's got this really like dubby psychedelic nature. That it's industrial in a way, but it's not. It
started very industrial in my opinion. Yeah, like the Krups and stuff like that. And is there a name like Conny Plank or isn't?
No. It's a weird record that just
totally weird.
Yeah. There's
Daniel, steady beat. You're totally right. But maybe if you consider 1981, when this guy played this song live on stage, what he would have done is he would have a computer with him, and then he plugged in this thing, and then he played the song. And if he has a second song, he needed another computer, put it in, and then he could. It was really difficult at the time to create these sounds and reproduce those sounds on stage. That was quite something. So you have to have a little steadiness. Otherwise, you need too many computers to reproduce.
By the way, there's on this album there's a cover of Louis Armstrong and a cover of Dizzy Gillespie as well. So it's just like extremely weird record, but very cool. I think. Did you know it, Thomas?
No, I think I've seen the cover before. Have you played it in one of your streams? Because
a long time ago. Yes.
I remember the cover because it's so.
It's really...
Yeah. He looks like a serial killer.
Yeah.
He looks like a Düsseldorfer in 1981. To be honest, with the white shirt, the suit.
But it's there's a bunch of other tracks on the record that are really good as well, in my opinion. There's like 5 tracks that I would listen to on it, which is a lot for me on an album, and 2 or 3 that I would play in a set. Not necessarily like peak time, but it's a cool little record.
It is. Thanks for sharing this. That was really special. Thomas, there is a question from Juha. Hello all. A couple of episodes ago, Thomas played Scandinavian records. And one album cover had my first pro drum teacher. His name was Matti Euling.
But that's also the name of his band.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a question. Now I realize it was just a nice hello. Hello, Juha. Thanks for sharing.
I love that album. It's cool. I'm just because this Dragonfly, before I let it go, there's so many nice tracks on it. I'll just play a little bit from a few of the tracks. So,
Thomas, when Joe Blair is after an album for years and he tells you it's worth your time to get into that album, because usually he's totally right. I've learned a lot from this guy.
He is totally right. But I'll just play a few seconds from a few tracks.
Cool.
It has so much good energy on this album.
skies of paradise. Explore and prowl and baby you'll see.
I love that track. I love this one as well.
That's cool. That's so true. But you got my
Gypsy woman told my mother before I was born, you got a poor child coming, and there's gonna be son of a gun. Gonna make pretty woman, they're gonna make them jump and shout, and the whole world's gonna know, yes, what it's all about. Yes, I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. Well, I'm a hoochie coochie man. Everybody knows I am.
And it's like all the tracks are good.
My face and eyes, dreaming scenes of burning light, burning light. Burn my eyes, yeah, and I'm moving on. Gonna build my house of gold, house of gold. I call my own and I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. It's winter's dawn, breathe the heat of a summer storm, summer storm. It won't be long when I take my.
Yeah, I looked. It doesn't say the year on the cover label, but I think I looked it up. I think it was 1977.
Okay.
It's American psych rock,
Nice.
released in California.
Cool. Yeah, now I understand why Joe Blair is after that original. Wow.
Yeah. But while I found this record, next to it was another record that I'll put up tonight. I'll just play a few seconds from this one as well. while I played. I just looked up the Dragonfly. It's from 1968.
68. Okay, so 9 years older.
This is a UK psych rock from 1971.
That was amazing.
In an excellent copy.
Wow. Cool stuff.
2 records that I
Too much rock for you, right? The last one. Too proggy? Or can you live with it? Yeah, too proggy, or can you live with it?
I can live with it. There's some cool things happening all the time in these tracks. Lots of electronic effects, synthesizer that like kind of make the whole thing a little more unique.
Mm-hmm. But do you agree that there already has been some prog elements on it?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, for me, yes. For prog,
Okay. I get it.
for the you know what I mean.
A prog head would say no, not enough.
But I have a fun record that now I'm back to reacting to Thomas. There's a guy who did like some blues rock. Yeah, basically a guy who's like a famous figure in the Memphis music scene. Mm-hmm. And I have a record that this made me think of that I wanted to share with you guys.
Please do so.
Santi,
before you start, one question. Something in your equipment, you start amazing, and then something levels it down, levels the volume down. Is it the microphone, or what is it? Because that does not happen when you do your Friday streams.
I think it's because in my Friday, it's going through my system, and now it's going through my system and then through yours. So there must be something happening.
Okay.
I'll see when I put down the microphone to see if it changes anything. But I think we already tried that, and we'll see.
Late great Johnny Ace, snap his pistol in your face, blew his brains to outer space on Christmas Day. Christmas Day.
Captain Memphis.
He was born a preacher's son. Johnny liked to have his fun. Too bad he liked to play with guns. Shame on Johnny A. While the whores in the Mitchell Hotel have a story they love to tell, how he blew his soul to hell on Christmas Day. Christmas Day. Shame.
Santi, this is cool.
Silent night, holy night, Christmas stars shining bright. Johnny finally got it right.
It's true.
Shame on Johnny.
It's like a snake bite.
Backstage between the shows, that's where the story goes. Stuck with a pistol up his nose. Shame on Johnny A.
What year is this?
So basically, Captain Memphis is the James Luther Dickinson, who did an album on the Atlantic in '72. That's a pretty good blues rock album. Not easy to find, but not hard either. It's kind of 30, 40 bucks a record. But this is a collaboration of him with Spectrum, which is Sonic Boom from the Spaceman 3. It was released as a CD in 2008, and the only vinyl utterance of it is this 7-inch from 2010, which is quite limited. It's also
Nice.
pretty cool.
And Thomas, sorry. Oh wow! Look at this picture disc. Yeah, probably right.
Picture disc, yeah. But it sounds good. I mean, the music is, you see, it's
Yeah.
really low.
Yeah. Thomas, you have to know everything Spaceman 3 connected is Stunty's era.
But it's also
so
mine. I just don't have it.
Yeah. You don't have it.
No,
Let's,
not yet.
ladies and
easy.
gentlemen, let's end this stream. Thomas doesn't have this record.
But it's a record easy to miss because it's only one track. It's Spectrum is the band of Sonic Boom after the Spaceman 3, and it's basically a Captain Memphis song with backing band, the Spaceman 3 in a way, and with the track that Thomas was playing before, with some of the electronics, the synthesizer in the background. This was made or released in 2008. I don't know exactly when it was made, but it's kind of like, for me, the natural conclusion of this whole bluesy psych music that got through punk, industrial, like everything, and back to the rawness of it. And it's just one of these songs that is, for me, a perfect track. Absolutely perfect from start to end. And
Thanks
there's
for
4
sharing
copies
this.
of it available on Discogs.
When I come home, there will be 3. Now, 2. Yeah.
1, 0.
I didn't get it.
Thomas, that was quite something Stunty presented us tonight, right?
Yeah, and I remember Stunty said that he liked the label Folkways.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I run over one when I was finding record for tonight, and I'll play one of my tracks that I love from Folkways. Journey to go into all those folk records. There's so much different than the really fantastic music. Did you know about this one?
No, I didn't.
But
There's so many on. Yeah.
There's so much and so many good tracks.
Stunty, give us an overview of Folkways. What's the idea? What's the label? Tell us a bit about it, please.
I think I did a video on my channel about Folkways, Folkways is my favorite label. I think it's the best it's not just my favorite, I think it's literally the best label of recorded music in history.
Why?
As the name says it, Folkways, the ways of the people. So it's music from everywhere, every country, every small region that have a local tradition of music. So it's basically ethnology label, but that also delves into new music from when it was around. It started in 1950-51 and ended as a vinyl label in 86-87.
Okay.
It had a pretty long run. So you will find music.
Who has been behind that label, Stunty?
Moshes Akes. He's basically. I also wrote. By the way, I wrote an article for Record Collector News about these kinds of labels that you had. So you had Folkways in the US. You had Le Chant du Monde in France. You had a lot of the state labels in the behind the Iron Curtain also had this mandate to release all kinds of music. So folk, jazz, blues, traditional music, whatever that existed in the country. But Folkways was in America, so they also had like compilations of electronic music from Israel, from in the early 80s, like just the strangest records. They had like this record with what's the name of the woman in the United States in America? Dorothy Moskowitz. There's a record of her in India when she went to learn Indian traditional music. So that's her, like a member of one of the best psych bands of history, doing Indian classical music with an Indian classical music master on Folkways. And also, as you could see, like the record that Thomas showed is an example of it. Maybe not exactly the best one, but it's a decent one. The artwork as well, because
Thomas, that was typical Stunty. Don't take that personally.
No, but it's not that. Like if you Thomas shows the back of the cover of that one, it's not the usual Folkways, because usually you have the information that is only a third of the cover. Let me show you if I have one here.
I can play a little bit. Normally the cover is more heavy than this one. Always like a really cover made.
And usually it's just like a black cover with the artwork glued the whole front of the cover, and only a third of the back cover. So you have the back is always black with like just like a strip with information, and always.
I like that. They glue a picture on the. I love that.
I mean, it's done professionally, but
that's beautiful. Yeah.
And they had this guy Ronald Klein who did the design of almost every single one, and that's hundreds and hundreds. So usually the covers have only like one or two colors. It's very not necessarily completely abstract, but
but you're not a completionist when it comes to this label.
No, for example, last week when I played that music from the streets, which featured Moondog, that was a Folkways. But maybe I have it somewhere here. I don't think so.
No pressure, no problem. We'll show it next week. We have time.
It's yeah, Thomas, that would be like if we did again a themed one, Folkways, like that would, that's the traditional logo of Folkways. Also, I love it.
The Montgomery. But come on, that was a great record stunt. You say it's not so typical, but
absolutely.
musically it was amazing.
Yeah. No, it was really, really good. Oh, wait, here I have some.
They all have a huge personality, those albums.
Yeah. So you're into Folkways too, Thomas?
Yeah,
So
I am,
you-
but I don't collect them, but I always listen to them because there's always something interesting on them.
And they will have like records like the sound of frogs in a country in South America, a psychedelic mushroom ceremony in Lima or whatever. This
I
one
prefer-
also,
I prefer the frogs.
yeah, but also like, so this is
Yeah.
just a compilation of tracks from a festival in Berkeley. I have one that is the document of a pie, the dessert, a pie eating contest in a farm.
But that's very abstract. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's very out there. But are they usually? What's more typical? The sound of the eating contest, or what Thomas?
There's nothing typical. It's literally going in every direction. I guess the stuff you have the least of would be probably jazz from the time, but no, there's quite a lot of jazz actually.
What? Make it decide.
No. I mean, they have.
Okay, it's difficult to say.
No, they don't have like reggae or like this record that Thomas just played and showed. It's a rock record in a way, but it's also the reason why this was chosen was because it's rooted in a place and a culture rather than that the guy has a career everywhere. Or so I assume. Let me see if I can quickly play one of these.
Don't forget me, love, while you are far away from me. I keep you on my mind both night and day. Don't forget the dreams that keep our love alive. Remember me while you are far away.
Out west.
The night we said goodbye, the stars were shining through a mist of tears. Still I knew our love was strong enough to fill the lonely air.
Dante goes yellow.
So keep your heart warm.
Actually, I made a gross mistake. This is not a Folkways record. But I was about to name that label as well. This is an Arhuli record.
Okay.
But Arhuli, which started a little bit after Folkways, was actually supported by Folkways and distributed by Folkways with the help of Folkways. And the design is 100% stolen from Folkways.
Okay.
So, and they have a very similar aesthetic in the music, except that Arhuli is more about blues and folk.
Let me just Jefferson. Yeah, I liked it because it has a very interesting touch to it. It was a rough version. It was not polished, and that's why I love it. I wouldn't listen to it the whole week, but yeah, listen to the song. I really enjoy. Enjoy.
That's the whole thing about Folkways and labels like that they were literally recording the music as it was performed and experienced where it was created, rather than trying to produce it the best possible way. They will try to record it the best possible way, but that's it.
Arhuli is in my town, also home of Down Home Music, which is one of my favorite record stores.
Oh, nice. The founder of REISSUES, he died. He's actually German originally, if I remember correctly. He migrated to the US and started REISSUES. And he died. He passed away 2 years ago, or maybe last year. Yeah.
No, I totally liked that music. That was really a cool one. Thomas, I think you probably agree that was what we like, right? This.
I have some records from Holy, and they're in my blues collection. So
okay.
say like I think 80% of the releases are in like a blues. That's my feeling of it, but
yeah,
and that there's not that many releases. It's not like a huge label.
Thomas, it doesn't matter if you put them in the blues, the rock, the jazz, or whatever section. The most important thing is that you find them when you look after them.
No, I put stuff in a label.
I know. Me too. As often as possible. Yeah.
There could be rock records in the blues selection.
Yeah. Thomas, have you prepared something for us?
No. Last time somebody asked if I had some like really old of Bob Marley albums, and I found one today, which is one of the earliest. It's not in a really good quality, but that's how it comes, I guess. But I like the feeling and the different it is from later, where it's more polished and more produced. This is when they made it in Jamaica with the like small team, easy setup, clearly. I'll play a few things here.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet, yeah. Make you wanna move your dancing feet now. To the rescue, here I am. Want you to know can you understand? When the morning gather the rainbow, yeah. Want you to know I'm a rainbow too.
Sorry?
It's almost like an unplugged version. Amazing.
Yeah, it sounds different when the versions, from when they released them in UK on the Island Records. It's just different. And it's more
very
naive.
different. Because on that song that you just played, it becomes almost dark. They added for the version that everyone knows. They added some music, some panels, some tracks where it makes the whole thing more pop. This was not pop at all.
No, I agree. Definitely not for the quality of the recording, but it's
amazing.
Those records. And
Stunty Thomas, have they ever been released in that way, or is this the only chance to listen to them in its original version?
I'm not sure.
I think it's been released on CD. but I don't think it's been released on. I'm not sure, but for me, this is. I've rarely seen these on vinyl, and for me, this is a complete game changer for my take on Bob Marley. I don't enjoy anything of his commercial releases because of the production is like that's not the reggae I like. But the first time I heard these, it was a revelation for me.
Was this the first time now, or
no? But it's not every day. I don't have any of these, so yeah. It's for me this is how reggae should be listened to.
Tried to collect a lot of the 7 inches also that Marley made at that time, and often there are different versions than on the album.
What year are we talking here, Thomas? With those releases, they are from Jamaica, right? Those are Jamaican releases.
Yeah, they are. And it's arranged by Lee Perry.
No, it's not.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
Come on.
Studio 17.
It doesn't say a year, but I would guess it's mid-60s.
When did you first come in touch, Antti? Because you said that was a game changer for you. When did you come in touch with those originals from Jamaica? Do you remember that?
So it's an interesting story, actually. It's so when Pretty Hate the Machine by Nine Inch Nails was released, there are 2 mixes of that record that exist, and it's never really been advertised that much. But there's a mix that was done by some regular big engineer, and one that was done by Keith LeBlanc, who is credited, who has some credits on the album as well. Keith LeBlanc was part of the Pop Group, which is like a post-punk dub group.
Amazing group, by the way. Yeah.
And that record was released in Europe on the island as well.
So we have. Sorry to interrupt, but is it a similar story to the In Utero from Nirvana with Steve Albini and?
No, it's just that like to discover that there were 2. Like, I was a kid, so
and Utero has also two versions, the Steve Albini and the other one from Nirvana.
Yeah, but when it was released, there was only one version.
Are you sure? I don't think so.
Yeah, there was only the Steve Albini.
Oh no, I don't think so. But okay. Yeah.
Just the fact that Bob Marley also in the UK was on Ireland, and it's interesting to see that this pattern of Ireland like repurposing that music for the UK audiences and the European audiences, and thinking, okay, this is too raw, this is too this or that, we need to polish it a little bit to make it more blah blah blah. And so I knew about that Ireland had done that for industrial music, and then I never liked Bob Marley as a teenager. There was way too poppy for me and too one note in a way. And I think I heard about the fact that like they did the same with him as they did with Nine Inch Nails much later. probably around, probably like 25 years ago, in late 90s. And there was a shop in Paris called Patate Records, which is like slang for potato, which was like one of the biggest hubs for dub and reggae. And I was going there and befriended some guys who were more into it than me, and I visited a guy who had all these records in like almost new condition. Like, I mean, he had only dub and reggae, nothing else.
Wait,
but he had,
the record Thomas just played.
yeah, the record that just played, yeah.
In mint condition.
Maybe not mint, but like,
Yeah, okay,
like
but very good.
50 plus, yeah, for sure.
This is amazing. Okay,
That was 25 years ago, also. So
Yeah.
the knowledge has grown since then. But I just find it interesting how, like, labels, and Island was an independent label back then still. Just that they thought that they needed to sanitize the music for us, for our ears, that we would not accept it.
That's a strange habit, isn't it?
It is, but
you know, in Germany, I do a quite amazing stream every now and then with a channel called Snake Oil Audio, and we talk about hi-fi. And somehow, in the music industry, everybody seems to want to decide on how and in what version and in what sound we should listen to music. I hate that. I want to listen to music as the artist intended it.
yeah. But sometimes the artist is totally fine when the album the label tells you we're gonna sell millions of records if we do it that way. Otherwise, we're just gonna sell like 20,000.
Which is a point too. I mean, that's when the producers comes in,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But like when music is that raw, that as Jefferson was saying earlier, heartfelt. Let me play you quickly a short track that is, like, for me, the epitome of that.
I watch the sun come up every morning through my bedroom window pane. I lie awake at nights and thinking if the sunshine in my life will turn to rain. For breakfast, I only have a beer to drink. The lingering memories haunt me faster than I can think. You left me standing there with a beer in my hand. Oh, darling, if you don't come back, then I'll understand. I walk down the lonely sidewalks in this lonely town. I walk the lonely sidewalks where we used to go around. If the lonely sidewalks could only talk to me, they could tell me things of us that were used to be. The lonely sidewalks.
So the way this was recorded is what makes it interesting. It's just a guy who fancied himself a musician in the 60s, and he went to a studio and asked, paid to record a 7-inch, and he did that a couple of times. So you can hear there's just like him with the feet on the ground, the guitar, the singing, and a xylophone besides it. And no label would have accepted that way. but that's what makes it amazing. That record has been one of my biggest grails for quite some time now. Thankfully, one of the tracks is on this compilation, Small Town Country. The artist is Donald Atkins, who's done basically nothing apart from like 2, 3, 4, 7 inches. And that one is, in my opinion, that track is just like insanely good, because also he's not totally professional about it. Like, he doesn't sing perfectly in rhythm. So that creates this kind of more like dreamy psychedelic feeling that you usually don't have like in bluegrass. But
yeah, and it's almost, I like that too sometimes in music, when it feels like a document of time, and more than an artistic endeavorment. It's an element of time and document of time. And I had that with this record. And everything else, producing or production value, would only have destroyed everything.
Yeah. It's funny, I've asked people like Beep Bob Boom helped me get in touch with a guy who's like the biggest dealer of that kind of music in the world, and he had no idea about that record, which means that the way I found it was almost a fluke. There could be dozens of them, who knows? But then someone else noticed because someone compiled it on this. So
Justin asked you, Stunty, do you like other tracks on that compilation?
If I listen to them, yes, but honestly, I don't care for any of the other tracks. It's because that I took that compilation for that track only, because I've never heard anything like that. I mean, there are tracks that are kind of...
And right, Betze, definitely not overproduced.
No.
For sure not.
But still a bit produced, because so he played the guitar and the feet and singing, but the xylophone must have been done separately, and there's no information if someone played it live together or if it was overdubbed. Who knows? Maybe it was a xylophone there on the spot. He thought, oh, maybe that would be nice.
Use it. If it's here, let's use it.
Yeah, and can someone in the studio do a simple thing over it? It was probably something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, so no ladies here, at least not at the stream, at the screen. Let's come to our final round. Who wants to play his last song first? Thomas or Stunty? Your choice, Stunty.
Thomas' choice, because...
yeah, I know, because Thomas is like always, he's ready. Thomas is always ready. Thomas.
I always have one track lady, and I look for a better one than the other one. So that's always one. I always have one that you can play. So, but I found that the one I found is better than the one I just put on the other one. So
okay,
I'll take this one. If it's the last track, it's a good dance track.
Over me
was groovy.
We had just started in the song. It keeps on forever, but they do some really groovy stuff, and this one is an amazing cover as well.
Yeah, and let me guess, if you show a record in a condition like that, it's an African record once more, right?
It's from Nigeria. Yeah, it is.
Oh, Nigeria. Wow.
I think we can find one in a better copy, but it's.
I kind of like it that it also has lived that cover.
It has lived. It was in Africa. It was in Nigeria. If we would have been there, we would look the same. I would have such a ringwear here, you wouldn't recognize me at all.
I'm just saying that if you have a brand new reissue, well done of that with like a matte cover, that wouldn't. No,
it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We don't want to be cocky here, but having this as an original is something special. But Thomas, did you prepare another record?
Yeah, it was because I prepared another one for the end, and
okay.
It was like,
okay, I get it. Yeah. And I think Stunty
has one as well.
I think Stunty will accept it. I think Stunty will accept it. That you have prepared another one. Now we get into Stunty's part. Oh, listen. Great. I agree. Stunty was a disco.
This is for Christopher.
I love this track.
Well, if you're darling, in the morning it will go. Even though you don't want her to.
No idea.
But some more times later, what went on before? She said she'll meet you about 9:15. No, darling, she was never on time. And you believe her, darling, but what went on before? Oh, no.
Something now is turning the music down for whatever reason. It's such an amazing record. Thanks for sharing this, Stunty. Tell us a bit about it, please.
Well, it's one of these records from Finland on Love Records, the best logo. On you know the logo, Michael, right?
No, show it.
No? Okay.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
So Love Records, huh?
No. See, that's what we are talking about here, right?
So yeah.
You know what's interesting? This is a stroke of a genius. It's unisex.
Yeah.
Well, you cannot tell. Stunty, you cannot tell. A man and a woman, two men, you cannot tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as Christopher is saying, there's a bunch of records from that band, but for me, this is the strongest album of theirs. That it goes in many different directions. There's some kind of lullabies, but when they rock, they really rock in a very groovy way that is still rock, blues rock, a little proggy, a little psych, and it's just this cover that is like nothing. Like, what is this? Like,
exactly, what is it? It says nothing, right? It says nothing,
but,
and especially not rock.
Yeah, no. But it's one of these records that is not necessarily exactly my kind of thing in general, but in this case, yes, it is. And Kalevala, I have some I have a bunch of Finnish records. My sister's boyfriend or partner is Finnish, and I get a bunch of Finnish records randomly. They're like folk stuff that sounds like nothing else. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it always sounds like nothing else.
I can imagine that those Finnish records are quite close to the Hungarian records.
Well, they say that Finnish language
Thank you so much, Christoph.
is rooted in the same very specific origin as Hungarian. So there's already that.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's also it's not just the language; it's the way they talk. That is extremely monotonous. Like. It's quite intense when you are in a relationship with a Finnish person who most Finnish people also, there are certain sounds they don't pronounce, so the sh or the sh sound doesn't exist, so it's always a bit interesting, but yeah, well.
Stunty, you have put up amazing records today. Thank you so much for it. That really was great. And everybody who wants more of Stunty, Friday is your evening.
Yeah.
Of course, it's way too late for old people like me. It's 10:30.
You were there last week.
I was there last night because I had insomnia.
Okay.
And I always try to be there. Thomas also, he's always there, but he's always in a coma, I guess.
Half in a coma.
Half in a coma. But Stunty stream on Friday is a must. It's a must. Thomas, you have prepared another record for us, a last record.
It's just one of those artists that I love. And it might be a bit of a guilty pleasure, but I will start it up and you can hear.
Verdianos, vocês por coragem, vocês têm sempre na lembrança, Mindelo nunca te esquecer daqueles que vai, que deixam-te a sofrer. Caverdianos, vocês por coragem, vocês têm sempre na lembrança, Mindelo nunca te esquecer daqueles que vão, que deixam-te a sofrer. Não te abraça com os Deus e também com a Virgem Maria.
One of my best friends is a really good friend, and I was a really good friend of her. And every Christmas we had some parties together, always with music. She was playing in Copenhagen, and my friend invited us to backstage with her. So I met her maybe 10 years ago, and I tried to collect all the records. It's a Cuban feeling, but she's from Cape Verde. But all her albums are like this. It's always worth listening to. There's no bad tracks.
And again, it's almost like a secret topic of the evening, which we haven't thought about. And again, a record that is everything but overproduced.
Yeah.
Right? Do you agree, Santi?
Yeah.
Also
And it's interesting because she got very famous with records that actually killed the uniqueness of her music by becoming indeed sanitized and more overproduced in the like when people started to know the name Cesaria Evora, that's when she was not really in control of the music anymore, I think. When was that? Like in the early 2000s or something like that, right?
Yeah. You need to find the first albums, 4, 5, 13. I think she put out like 10, 12 albums. But the first 3, 4, 5 albums are really amazing. And really difficult.
This one this track we're playing right now, it feels like an Italian song. It doesn't feel Cuban at all. It feels like a Cuban song from the 60s. The whole arrangement. Because of the string, you never have a string like that on Cuban records.
No.
There's a little Godfather fountain. Yeah, it's a good observation. It's good this way.
Cabo-verdianos, vocês com coragem, vocês têm sempre na lembrança, Mindelo nunca tá esquecer daqueles que vão, que deixam pra sofrer. Abraça com o Deus e também minha Virgem Maria para consolar até dia que está a voltar para se estender.
Before we go down, I want to answer to Christoph. He asked where he finds the playlist of our streams. I do that in German. Please excuse me. Christoph, die Streams sind so ein bisschen anders gelagert. Da du ja Deutscher bist, kann ich mir vorstellen, dass du am Sonntag bei dem Snake Oil Stream dabei bist. Und das ist vielleicht mal eine gute Gelegenheit, auf diese Art von Streams hier einzugehen. Und da werde ich so ein bisschen erläutern und drüber reden, wenn das okay für euch ist. Dann wird das vielleicht ein bisschen klarer, was die Idee hier ist und warum wir das machen. Sorry for getting into German. Won't happen that often, but that was important.
Yeah, that's okay. But we always go out on a track, so now it's really quiet to stop.
No problem. Things are different.
I found a new one.
You have another one.
Or maybe Michael could sing a little thing for us.
What
to
could
contribute to the music? Huh?
No, I think that would be too rough.
Der Räuber und der Prinz. Der Räuber und der Prinz.
You like that? This is your favorite Duff song, right? I don't understand that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so. Ooh. They have better ones. Way better ones.
It's all about the syncopation of the melody when it solos in the last part. Dum, da-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum.
You know that this is Düsseldorf too, right?
Yeah.
Thomas, Dante, thank you so much. It was, for me at least, it was amazing again. I learned so much. It was wonderful.
And you want music to say bye to? Or?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Last track.
I know otherwise. I know.